Today, we are going to take a peek into a store that has quickly built up a six-figure income with calming digital downloads. Let's find out how they turned their Zen vibe into passive income.
But first, I'm Jess at Insights by Jess. I dig deep into what makes Etsy stores successful and where they can improve so that you get the full 411 on what's really selling and why. Let's jump in. Alright, y'all, I am so excited to be back in my recording studio making more videos for you guys. If you have not noticed already, but all the videos that I have published on my channel before, I recorded them back to back. So 30 videos, it was a lot of work. It took multiple months to put them together, and I have adjusted the way that I do things a little bit to allow for some more flexibility because I want you guys to have more of a voice in the kinds of videos that I make. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you guys. So comment down below if there's a particular thing that you would like to see when I do my videos. And other than that, I'm super stoked to review this store and to be back here in the new year in 2023. It is going to be amazing. Let's talk about this particular store. It is called Calm and Joyful Kids, and it is digital designs. It is printable art, and it is absolutely amazing. As you can see here in their storefront, they have a lot of calming, wellness, mental health type of printables. It is very common for therapy offices, therapists, psychiatrists, school counseling, all of those kinds of mental wellness spaces to use these types of products. So this is a relatively new store. They opened in July of 2020. And before we dig too much into what they do and how they do it, let's talk about their Etsy store stats. So this store is sitting at just over 35,000 sales. And for being relatively new, like I said, July of 2020, if we can all kind of jump back to where we were and what we were doing in July of 2020, it was very chaotic, and the need for mental wellness types of sayings and quotes and products like this especially were at an all-time high for so many reasons. So I absolutely love that they have kind of taken that need and filled that need with something so amazing. Anywho, without sidetracking myself too much, they have an average product price of about $8, and that puts their approximate annual sales at about $115,000 to $117,000 a year. So pretty impressive, really, really awesome. And we are going to really take a peek into what they're doing here. So their branding is well done. They have calming colors in their logo. You can see their store header. It has happy children. It has this little information part here of raising emotional wellness and helping kids thrive. So they're using powerful language surrounded by mental wellness. And that's really, really fantastic because that is a very definite niche that they are in. So they've done a really great job identifying that target audience. They are targeting therapists, school counselors, caregivers, teachers, and the demand for this, as we've seen on the past couple years, has really, really grown. So the whole store is on sale. They have 439 listings, and all of them are on sale. And they also advertise bundles. So they have a Calm Corner prints bundle, a set of 18 prints, 22 prints, 16 prints, a lot of different bundles, which is a great way to get your digital sales up higher or your average cart price up higher if you are selling digital sales. And by the way, if you want to see a video on how to find the best sellers in your niche, or how to find the best niches in general, comment down below and let me know. I'm not sure if you guys want to see that, how I find these stores in particular so that I can do these reviews. If you're interested, let me know. I'd love to do a video kind of going over my process of identifying these amazingly while selling stores. Let's talk about one of their best-selling products here. So one of the things that I really love is this 40 Calm Corner Prints bundle. So this is a set of 40 prints, and it's obviously a bestseller. It has the little bestseller tag here. It targets a wide range of things, all in like a matching kind of style here. So if I open this up and zoom in a little bit here, you can kind of see calming corner, star breathing. All of these are common mental wellness techniques, rainbow grounding technique, but they are geared so that little children or younger audiences, younger people can kind of see them and quickly identify their feelings and quickly use some of these techniques to calm themselves, to ground themselves. It takes these concepts and makes them very easy for children, very approachable. So I absolutely love this. I could see why this would be really popular. Even just as a elementary school teacher, I would probably want this, and I would want to put it in my classroom, at least a few of these, right? So very, very helpful, very, very smart. Let's take a peek at their SEO here. This seller has a really great grasp on Etsy SEO. We're gonna pull their title over into my little workbook here, my Etsy Seller Success workbook that I talk about in probably every single video. I do sell this. You can get the link in the description. They are using 139 characters out of 140, so they have done a phenomenal job of maximizing the space in that title. They've got great words in here: calm, calming, counselor, peace, classroom, therapy, toddler. All the different people who might use this can get a quick grasp on what this is and who it's for. They've got all the smart keywords in there. If we carry that down and take a peek at their description, we see the same kind of concept here. Beautifully designed, vibrant, calm down corner poster set of 40 is a perfect as a decor for your home, office, and classroom. This is nice. This is obviously telling you what it is. In my personal opinion, I think that it is very wordy, and it probably isn't pulling through very many of the keywords that they are targeting from their title. However, they do have some of the most important ones. Obviously, the name of their product is Calm Down Corner Poster and set of 40, so you get the idea that it's a set. But some of these other things like calming, safe, parent, teacher, counselor, these should probably be a little bit higher, because only the first 160 characters of this is going to actually show up in your Google search results, and those are also the most important characters when factoring in how you display or how you are displayed in the Etsy search algorithm. So I do love that they are down here at the end. I do think maybe they could have put perhaps this one first, this particular sentence up here, or kind of blended them a little bit differently so that it's not so wordy and that the important words come first. Other than that, I love their description. They have, fun and easy to use and understand, teach self-regulation and calming strategies, print instantly from your home or office. This is fantastic. And then they have some things that they're saying are free inside, which is great. Everybody loves the word free, and the important information. Let's go down and take a peek at their tags. So here we see a lot of that great variety that we saw in the title. So you have counseling posters, calm corner kit, calming corner sign, and these two are great for teachers. When you have a classroom of 30 kids, things can get hectic and chaotic, and a lot of kids can become overwhelmed and overstimulated. So I love that. Then they have therapy posters, a lot more of the calm corner. They really are maximizing this calm corner concept here. Calm down poster, feelings poster for kids, therapy for kids. So they do have a lot of these great words here. In my particular opinion, there is a little bit too much of the calm corner, calm corner, calm corner. I love how this one says calming corner. It gives a little bit of variety. Calming corner sign.
they could probably create a little bit more of variety. Like for example, this one says feelings poster kids. I love that because it's a different way to say the same thing. You don't need to say calm corner over and over and over. 2-3 times is probably more than sufficient. That being said, let's take a look at their images. They have a fantastic set of images in this listing. So they show it on a wall, and this does say this is a digital file download, very small here. I would personally suggest making this little circle bigger and putting it here so that it doesn't necessarily interfere with these images, but it is more visible and you're not squinting your eyes to see that. There's another one with just a single poster here, and you can actually see this is a digital file download more clearly on this one, so that's perfect. More examples here, more examples, more examples, and I love how they kind of have these separated because these are 40. It's a set of 40, so you don't want to show probably all 40. For example, this one only has 18 of these, so it would be very cluttered and hard to see any of them if you had all 40 on here. Then you have, just a different variety of display styles here so that you can see what all 40 of them are throughout the different images. Another example on the wall here. And then there's the how-to. So they give you a clear how to download the files. This is really smart. It's a common question if you sell digital downloads or digital files at all, printable files. This is going to be asked over and over and over. So I do always suggest you have a standardized response detailing this process. Put it in your images, save it as a response in your Etsy messages, saved responses, and that way you always can save yourself a little bit of time while explaining things. And if someone asks that question, while you're shopping at the store, you can quickly hit a few buttons and respond automatically. You can also put it in your shop FAQ as well. So a few places to put those frequently asked questions will just save you a lot of time in the long run. But coming back to this image, I love that she has it here. I love that she shows exactly what to click on in the menu, because sometimes people do get confused or they may not have ever done this before, so they're learning. All right, let's take a peek at a single item. That was a bundle, and this is a single one. This one is also a bestseller, and this one is also pretty well put together. I'm going to take a peek at the title here. This one is also 139 characters, so you can see that they have really put some energy into arranging these words to maximize their keywords in here. So this one is not necessarily for children. This one looks like it's much more geared towards adults or maybe high schoolers, and it's a confidentiality poster. So every counselor or psychologist, therapist, they typically would have something like this, or they tell you something like this during your session, typically at the beginning of every session. So having a poster like this is really a smart idea because it helps reinforce that idea that this is a safe space. So I could see this being really, really popular for therapists and counselors and psychiatrists, psychologists, etc. Very, very smart. They don't have as many images on this particular listing, but they do show it in a few different examples. And of course, they have that how to download image here, which is smart as well. Then if we take a peek at their description, we see minimalist confidentiality printable, PDF and JPEG, perfect for your office. So this is great. They should probably add another sentence that explains a little bit more, like perfect for your office if you are a therapist, a psychologist, a teacher, or a school counselor, etc. Get those keywords in there. It's really valuable to have some of these keywords from up here put into the first part of your description. So I say that in almost all of my videos, and I know some of these tips do get a little bit of repetition in them, but it is important. And if you're just finding my channel for the first time, I don't want you to miss some of these very important key concepts. So Sorry for those who are watching multiple videos, like, yeah, you've said this like 50,000 times. So it is important, so forgive me. Scrolling down the rest of her description, we see kind of the same stuff, all the important information she's got in there that you need to know, and she has her frequently asked questions section as well. So going down to her tags, therapy office decor, counseling poster, therapist's office, counseling posters with 1L, counseling office, school psych print, counselor gifts, etc., etc. So, pulling out the fact that there's 2 counseling posters here, I want to point this out because she is spelling counseling in 2 different ways, and that's really important because when you sell digital downloads, you are selling to people potentially all over the world. And granted, if you are buying this product, you and your patients probably speak English, but there's a lot of variation, a lot of variety in the way that things are spelled based on whether you live in the UK or Australia or the United States. So in the United States, we would spell counseling with 1L, but in the UK, we would spell it with 2 L's. She has targeted all the different demographics by just changing the spelling slightly, which I love. That's very smart. Furthermore, here in the school psych print, there is psychology, psychiatry, psychologist. There is a variety of different words, and she is targeting all of them by just having the shortened psych right here. So instead of needing a different tag for psychologist, psychiatrist, psychology, psychiatry, she's got them all put into one tag, and she's used the same letters that are in all of those words. So that's actually very smart, and you don't have very many opportunities with words to do something that smart where you're capturing a large audience with just a partial word. But if for some reason your particular niche allows you to use a word like that, that's a smart tip. You can use partial words to capture a variety of different endings. And something else that pops into my mind, especially with digital products like this, would be in, like, if you're selling budgeting, you could do budget and it would cover budget and budgeting. So partial words can be very powerful to use. And I do want to make sure to point that out. I also think that because there's some differences between the way that these 2 listings were put together, for example, if we go back here to the Calm Down Corner product, we can see that there's a much more descriptive beginning here. It does have all of the keywords. They're not all right at the beginning, but it does have them all in the first paragraph, which is very important. But if we go to the confidentiality poster, we can see here that their description does not necessarily have all of those components. It has very, very short sentence here, and then it jumps into the important information. So it is missing that appeal statement, which is interesting to me because we also notice a difference in their tag style. These tags are very well put together. They have a good amount of variety. They do use the word counseling a lot, but otherwise there is some pretty good strategy going on. You have therapy here, you have therapists here, you have school psych. I love psych. So they do say counselor and counseling a lot, and probably my guess is that is their biggest audience for this particular product is school counselors. So that's probably why they're repeating it a lot of different times. Doing that, I think they do lose some of the opportunities to pull in some of these other keywords, like social worker is not down here in these tags. I think that could be really helpful. In general, they have great SEO skills. And I wonder, with the differences between the 2 different listings, if they are just winging it and putting these things by listing together instead of having like a uniform process that they use over and over, so that they can really capitalize on the things that work the best. If you have a listing that is selling really well, it's important to take a look at that and see which tags am I using, which keywords am I using, what's the same or what's different perhaps about my title, tags, and description that is really pushing this particular listing ahead, or maybe your photos are better. Always examine your products and see what's going well and what's not going well, so that you can kind of differentiate what's really working. And of course, you can use a spreadsheet to kind of keep track of this. I have my workbook, you could keep track of it there. But even if you just open a spreadsheet or a Google Doc and kind of write some of these things out, it will also help you make it faster to list products in the future. So you kind of streamline the process and save yourself a lot of time. And if you like this calm, collected vibe, but maybe digital downloads aren't quite your thing and you like to be a little more hands-on, then you should definitely check out this $1 million store that is literally just out here selling yarn. That's right, yarn, like crocheting and knitting. You should definitely check that video out here.